What's up, YouTube? Red Duelist back at it again with another deck profile. Jarrod, what do we got going on tonight again?
Alright, well this one is a long time coming because it took us a while to get cards in. But it's a pendulum deck. It's a new pendulum deck. It's not one that wins YCSs, but it is a pendulum deck that does some pretty cool plays. So if you go on down here, we'll see what we got going on. And it's a little bit of a Mythical Beast, but that's not all. We got a Mythical Beast Odd-Eyes sort of deck. Because I saw one video, it's like, Jesus Christ, that's cool. It can do some pretty cool combos if it gets off. If not, you can still do some decent combos. Because Electromite's a card that exists. It's pretty unfair. So, we're just going to get right into it. 40 card main deck, 15 card extra deck. So I start off with 3 copies of Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. So Master Cerberus, when he's in scale, you can pop him, and then you add a level 7 or lower Mythical Beast from your deck to your hand. And then while he's on field, every spell card that's activated gets 2 counters, and you can move 4 counters from your field to target a monster your opponent controls, banish it, and then he gains that attack. So he's a pretty strong guy. If you really had to, you could trade in, I guess. But I don't know how pendulum rulings work, because apparently you can't do that, even though you can discard pendulum monsters, but you can't trade in them. It's whatever, I'm a judge, but not that good of a judge, I guess. But, Master Cerberus, he's $20 for a reason. Then we play 3 copies of Mythical Beast Jackal King. So Jackal, Jackal's pretty cool. When he's in scale, pop him, and then you special summon a Mythical Beast from your extra deck, face up from your extra deck. And while he's on field, every spell card gets 2 counters, and then you can move 2 spell counters to negate a monster effect activation. And you destroy that card too, so it's, pretty strong guy. He's a level 6 spellcaster, so you make Dorito, he's pretty cool. And then here's the card that doesn't get enough attention, 2 copies of Mythical Beast Garuda. So in scale, he's just an MST, that's all he is. He pops himself, pops his Speller Trap. But in your hand, when your opponent special summons a monsters, you can move 3 counters from anywhere on the field, special summon him, and then bounce all of those back to hand, however many it is. So if they do a Pendulum 5, they just get all those back in their hand. They just lost their entire board. Non-targeting, bouncing, pretty strong guy. He also gets a counter when spells are activated, but that doesn't matter. And the last Mythical Beast play is 3 copies of Jackal. So Jackal, pop him and you place a counter on something. And then if he has 3 counters on him, you can, or no, it's just, you just remove 3 counters and tribute him and special summon a Mythical Beast from your deck. So he's like the lone fire. It's not hard to get 3 counters. It takes like 2 cards. Now I go into the other monsters. I played 3 copies of Astrograph because, super pendulum tech. Popping cards is good again. So you pop your card, you special summon him, you search, and you just go all out. All out all day. We win every time. Astrograph's a pretty cool guy. He's my friend. I trust him with my life. And then I play a Darkworm combo. A little less Darkworm than I'd say most people would play in this type of build, but I think it's fine because he's not like the main playmaker. He's not necessary. So you do Darkworm and 0 because there's a decent amount of high-ish scales in here. There's one that I will always go or actually, I don't think there's any high scales at all. There's 2 high scales in here, but it's pretty good. Anyways, the 0 is pretty cool. The 1 high scale is one I'm always going to want in my scale, so I really don't want it gone. So having access to that stuff's pretty cool. Now you move on to the Odd-Eyes. I play a Perform Spell Odd-Eyes Dissolver. It's basically just a walking Odd-Eyes fusion. That's pretty much it. In scale, he fuses. On field, he fuses. And he's a 2000, 2600. Big bowdy wowdy, level 8, Pretty strong. 2 copies of Arc Pendulum Dragon. He's got that super flavor text says he's a normal monster, pretty strong guy. 27, 2000, And then, oh yeah, when an Odd-Eyes card is popped, you special summon one from deck. So that's pretty good. Hand deck or graveyard, actually. Sorry, I lied to you. He's much better than I'm letting on. And you play 3 copies of OG Mac Daddy. You had to play me if you were playing Pendulums in a Duelist Alliance format. Odd-Eyes Pendulum Dragon. He has a monster effect that never comes up. If he battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage is doubled. And then in scale at end phase, you can pop him and then search for a level 4 lower pendulum. So you just search for Garuda. That's one of the combos. You have these two in scale. He pops at end phase, you search Garuda, and then with his effect, you bring out the Odd-Eyes Persona Dragon. So Odd-Eyes Persona just negates an effect, extra deck monster's effect. That's still, you know, a pretty strong thing to do. And he just sits out there with a 2400 ass and, you know, looks cool. And the last monster I play is one Destrudo for synchro plays. Because Destrudo's a pretty cool guy. He's god, you know, he's a pretty godly card. It's whatever. Into spells, play 2 copies of Allure because there is a lot of darkness going on in here. With these Odd-Eyes cards. And one of the Mythical Beasts, 2 of the Mythical Beasts. There we go. There's a lot of darkness going on, so you want to draw 2 cards all the time. 2 copies of Duelist Alliance. It could be bumped up to 3, but I think 2 is fine. There's a lot of consistency in the deck, so you don't really need to search out too much stuff too often. It helps, obviously, and you get counters on your Mythical Beasts, you know, shit on people. But it is, you know, it's whatever. 1 copy of Dragon Shrine for the Strudo or the Dark Worm, you know, whatever pleases your guilty pleasures. And I play 1 copy of Odd-Eyes Fusion because it's searchable. You know, you summon half of this extra deck. It's pretty strong card. One of the best fusion cards in the game. Odd-Eyes Fusion. 1 copy of Raigeki for a board wipe, just to have it, you know. And then I play 3 copies of Spiral Flame Strike. So this adds an Odd-Eyes card from your deck to your hand, or if you control an Odd-Eyes card, you can pop a card on the field. Rules simple. Not once per turn for any of them. I only have 1 ultra rare because I'm a scrub. But I try my best. Play 1 copy of Terraforming for the 2 field spells I run because they're not necessary playmakers. They do help, but you don't need it. That's like the running theme in this deck is you don't need it. But it's cool if you get it. You can do boards no matter really what you get. Like 3 copies of Wavering Eyes to pop your scales and, you know, astrograph for days. It's a pretty cool card. It's like it was banned at once or something, you know, and then it came back. Should be banned again. And then rounded off, I play 2 copies of Sky Iris. It's a baby diagram. Pop card you control, search an Odd-Eyes. Pretty good card. Good card. Also protects your, you know, Odd-Eyes and scale and shit like that. Whatever. On to extra deck. Play 15 card extra deck filled with the spice. As you know, I'm a master of the spice. So you play 1 Rune Eyes and 1 Vortex for the fusion monsters. So you know that half of the extra deck I was talking about, it's right here. So you know. Rune Eyes, pretty strong, can attack 3 times. Odd-Eyes Vortex negates effects. Odd-Eyes has a lot of dumb support. People are really sleeping on the cards. I'll be going to some synchros now. I play 1 Meteor Burst for Galaxy Tomahawk combos and, you know, just generally being a bad person. Because Meteor Burst is a pretty cool guy. 1 Black Rose for popping fields. And 1 Ancient Fairy for Ancient Fairy shenanigans. It's really cool stuff. On to Exceeds. Play a good number of them. They take up the majority of the extra deck. Got 1 Hope Harbinger. Master Cerberus is a level 8. The Odd-Eyes Dissolver is also a level 8. Hope Harbinger is just a really good card negating spells. You know, just being an all-around pretty cool guy. He gains attack too. With, you know, Exceeds monsters and stuff like that. He's pretty strong. 1 Odd-Eyes Rebellion to be Odd-Eyes Rebellion. Honestly, can't remember what this card does, but I know he's good. He's good-ish. They weren't too hyped about him when he came out, but that's just because Odd-Eyes wasn't like a thing. But he's a bit of a sleeper nowadays. Same thing with Odd-Eyes Absolute. This card was never bad. This was always a good card. If anything, it was better before. But, you know. He's Utopia, and then you summon an Odd-Eyes, and then if he leaves the field, you summon an Odd-Eyes. So he's just dumb card, you know. Pretty strong. Play 1 big guy, take bonus monsters, be meme man, you know. 1 Galaxy Tomahawk for your link plays. That doesn't really come up too much, but, you know, it's there in case. This extra deck is kind of a work in progress because I don't have 2 Electromite because Jay won't trade me another one every time he gets one. So shout out to Jay. And then rank 6s, I play Utopia Beyond and Dorito. Dorito. Right there. Gold rare version. Because we're poor scrubs. And onto the Link monsters, I play Decode Talker for meme. You know, the Electromite because it's necessary. Yeah, you do pendulum combos and you just pop everything and you're just like, hey, I'm a good player. I try my best, guys. I'm a pretty cool guy. Jesus Christ, Mark. Then I get a little sugar in me and I go cuckoo. And then the last card in my extra deck is an Underclock Taker.
Why this one?
Because I don't have two Electromite. So he's technically Electromite. He's an Electromite proxy, I guess you could say. But he just does stuff. That's pretty much it. He exists. That's what he's here for.
He's the embodiment of Electromite.
He's Electromite's...
no baby.
Yeah.
No
pretty
bad.
much. Pretty much. That's the build.
Alright, 40 card main deck. 50 card extra deck. You know, it's pretty standard stuff.
Pretty standard.
Anything you want to say to the lovely viewers?
This is a pretty cool deck. Give it a chance. Both Mythical Beast and Odd-Eyes are decent on their own. You don't need to play Pendulum Magicians in this format. You can beat them.
You don't have to join them.
Yeah.
Other than that, guys, stay tuned. We always have new deck profiles. I know tunes are going to be up here soon. True Draco.
Ooh.
Yeah, so.
Maybe a revisit the Altergeist, apparently.
Yeah. You know.
Pre-multi-faker. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll dabble and stuff. I already made changes to Guys, and like I felt bad for the other deck profile, but you know, we'll see. We'll see, guys. So please like, subscribe. Slifer Red Duelist signing out.